Hello, Krishna sir.
Hey Kiran, hi. Good evening. Hey, hi. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, all.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good
Hey,
evening.
Shahad. Good evening, Sarah. So, Kiran, let's wait for next just 4-5 minutes more if other people have to join. Let's wait for
Yes,
just
sir. Yes, sir.
4-5 minutes
We'll
more.
start
Then-
session at 8:35.
Perfect. Okay. So you can see my screen, guys.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So I'll keep the session crisp and short, and then I'll open up for 15-20 minutes for the Q&A, just to understand your doubts and just to explain that how you can shift your job role and how you can land up to a better CTC. But let me just start with this. So guys, everybody is aware about Oracle Cloud. Now, if there is anybody who's not even aware or even has not listened about this term, just ping here that I don't know anything about Oracle Cloud. I have even not any time heard about this Oracle Cloud. What is Oracle Cloud? And I believe all of you might have heard of this. So this course is particularly focused on Oracle Cloud infrastructure, where also, but the major focus is that what we are going to teach in this course and what this cloud has to offer, from where this cloud has come up and why there was a need of Oracle to build a cloud. Oracle was a very successful company in terms of database, why they moved towards cloud and why they built their own cloud. And about myself, I'll also let you know about myself. We are techies, we are not the trainers. Point number one, these kind of courses cannot be taught by only the trainers. We are techies, so all our courses are having around 70% of hands-on lab, especially this OCI course is having 70% of hands-on lab. And in our course, we deep dive into the cloud. We give you the cloud tenancy. You will perform all the activities. And it is a pure practical approach, right? So let me just move ahead and let me tell you that what we have been doing. I have a team of around 10 to 12 peoples. And what we have been doing throughout our last 4 or 5 years or throughout our career, I myself is expert in Oracle technologies. Expert means I'm still learning, right? But up to a level, I have implemented a lot of projects. I've been an SME for Exadata. I've been an SME for cloud. And currently I'm being an SME for ExaCC and ExaCS systems. I handle big customers, big banks and telecoms. And in our training, we provide a lot of hands-on lab, and it is a pure expert-led training because we have been doing this. We are doing this only. We don't teach. Me with my team, we don't teach AWS. We don't teach Azure. We work specifically on Exadata's, Oracle Cloud, ExaCC, and all the technologies. I mean, all these database-related technologies and infrastructure-related technologies by Oracle. We don't do anything else. Point number one. So now this is my portfolio. I have been working as an ExaCC database, rack, Kubernetes, DevOps, right? And in my whole career, I have taught around 300 plus professionals and trained them on Oracle Cloud Exadata. Even our recent batch of OCI, which is running with the Learnomate, the batch has yet not finished. There is one class left, and still people have starting receiving the offer letters. If somebody is coming from my previous class, he can definitely uh, unmute and tell that. So now people have started applying, they are receiving the offer letters, everything. So and that is a kind of background from which I come from, wherein I have done extensive research, extensive implementations with big telecom companies, big providers, and that is my like bread and butter, and that is my day in day out what I do from past couple of years, and I enjoy doing it. So I am still continuing to do it, and I don't work with very small organizations. Usually I work because Exadatas and OCIs are adopted by big organizations only. So what my purpose is in next 40 minutes, I'm going to explain you that what is OCI, the basics of OCI, and how you can build your career on top of your knowledge, whatever knowledge you have as of now. Leave that knowledge, you have to put a cherry on top of the cake. So whatever you have as of now, you are a DBA. Many people are saying I'm a DBA, I'm an apps DBA. Is somewhere who is saying I am a system admin, or is there somebody who is a storage admin, Linux admin? Please ping in here. So I will help you to understand how the shift has happened and how can you go towards the Oracle architect. I mean, how you can become an Oracle architect or cloud engineer or a cloud consultant. So usually after doing this OCI, uh, you won't land up directly to cloud architect. Point number one, you are definitely going to land somewhere around cloud engineer and cloud consultant. And then eventually you can become the cloud architect. So let me focus on few important points. So the agenda, the roadmap, okay, even for EXA-CC, EXA-CS and OCI, right? So why EXA-CC, EXA-CS? Many people come in the class and they ask that what about EXA-CC and EXA-CS also? So that is why I'm just clarifying it right away. These are two different things. This course is all about the OCI. We will give an overview about the EXA-CC and EXA-CS in this course. Only overview, not in detail. In detail, we are going to learn OCI, right? So see what happened. What happened in the industry when Amazon launched their cloud around when AWS launched the cloud. They were the first provider, and they launched it around 2005 and 2004, if I'm not wrong. And they were the very early providers, and they captured the market. They captured the market very well. Now, many few people know that AWS itself was running on Oracle and Exadatas. AWS cloud, up till 2 years back, it was running on Oracle plus Exadata, right? Then what happened after some time? Oracle also realized when Azure came into the picture and GCP came into the picture. Then people realized that then people realized that Oracle realized that they also need to build a cloud, because most of the big companies, if you see, are running Oracle cloud are running on Oracle database. So most of the big enterprises,
అంటే
like for example,
బ్యాచింగ్
Access.
చేయాలంటే నేను నైట్ టైం ఉండాలి వాళ్ళ ఆ టైంలో.
Shekhar, you want to say something? Shekhar? Shekhar, are you saying something? Okay, I'll mute you all again. I think by mistake he has got. Okay, so now most of the big telecoms, most of the big like banking sector, HDFC, you take any bank, you take top 500 customers in this globe. Almost 95% are running on Oracle database. Enterprise, I'm talking about big enterprises, right? Even your Walmart and your Deutsche Bank, right? Your Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, okay? ICCI Bank, even SBI Bank, even you go out of this India, right? Bank of Malaysia, Bank of Singapore, right? All those maximum are running on Exadatas and Oracle Cloud. Sorry, Exadatas and Oracle database. So then Oracle decided that we should also bring in the cloud, because we already have a huge customer base. And if these customers are running on Oracle Cloud or Exadata, they would definitely not move to AWS or Azure. Oracle has a cloud, they will definitely move their databases to Oracle. Okay. Now, going a bit into deep, that where this problem started about the traditional data center and the new age cloud servers. So earlier, what used to happen, there were the traditional data centers. Traditional data centers means there will be. So guys, here are DBAs, right? So DBAs, can you help me in understanding what does components were there in the traditional data centers, traditional DCs? So anybody who is aware about how this shift happens, how this shift happened? Okay, so just tell me DBAs, just unmute yourself and let me know what components were there in the traditional data centers. There were databases definitely, which you were working on. What else components was there installed in the traditional environment?
Yeah, hi Krishna.
Hi.
Krishna, actually, so why Oracle actually could not being compete with the Azure and AWS? Is there any reason?
Okay, so I'll come on that at the end of the class. So when
Sure.
you will understand this, you will get to know that why Oracle started this race and participated in this race. There's a reason to it. Okay, I'll come on to your question in the Q&A round. So guys, just unmute, tell me.
In the
Hi, Krishna.
traditional.
Hey Gurvinder, hi, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good, thank you.
So hi bro, how's the batch going for Exadata?
I was not able to attend it because.
Okay. So I'll get in touch with you separately, no issues. So Gurvinder, yeah, tell me Gurvinder some components in the traditional DC. You are the expert for traditional DCs.
Storage, there is a cluster instance.
Storage, right?
Cluster.
Then there are networks,
Networks.
right?
All in like past related services, all you won't say like.
Oracle Home,
then
FRA.
there are no, that
No,
is
no,
related to Oracle.
storage.
That comes under database, right? Database was one component, storage was another component, right? Networking was another component, Then web
Switches,
servers were
yeah.
another component.
Cluster.
Cluster, okay, cluster is something which is
Firewall.
inbuilt. Firewall comes under the network components, right? Routers,
It could
firewalls,
be,
Cisco's.
yeah, it could be separate SAN, NAS. There could
Separate
be
SAN NANs come under the storage component, right?
right.
Under the storage. So we have application servers, and then these combining these were bringing a data center, were building a data center for a customer. Now the biggest problem for these guys was capex investment, and definitely capex was coming with opex. So what is capex? Capex is the capital expenditure what this customer is doing. What this customer is doing to build this DC, and opex is the operational expenditure what he has to do to maintain this DC, right? So even if so, Gurvinder, one question to you, because I know from your background and from your questions you have been doing a lot of critical stuffs in your life. Now tell me one thing: if this customer wants to install a rack server, how much time it will take for him? A rack database server.
How
A
many
lot.
nodes he wants to install depend on that.
That is okay.
That doesn't
But-
matter. It is 2, 4, 6, the kind of components
but-
and other things that has to be embedded with the system.
But he has
It
to
is-
place
Disk size.
he has to place a request, he has to bring some hardwares, right?
Yeah.
Then
Disk size
hardware
matters.
request will be placed, he has to bring some storage, he has to do the connectivity. Ideally, I'll tell you it takes around like 20 to 25 days. Starting from zero, the day he thought that I need a rack cluster, it will at least take a month to build the sizing and everything to install this rack cluster.
Exactly. Even if it is a one-man army show, then also it will take 1 week.
Gone. Then to gone. He's gone. Then definitely 3 to 6 months. If it is a one-man army show. This 20-25 days, 1 month, I'm saying when he has a team and they have been doing it, then also it will take 1 month to bring the servers all. So the problem what customers were facing is that they are not scalable. When I say they are not scalable means they cannot scale immediately, right? And they have to manage this capex and opex also. So I am not just telling that Oracle Cloud is very good. I am saying Azure is also very good. I am saying AWS is very good. I am saying GCP is also very good, right? If you have the concepts, lot of jobs are there in the market. But what I am saying that Oracle is something which is becoming niche in market because of their offerings, different kind of offerings. So now to solve this problem of traditional DC, cloud came into the picture where they said, I'll give you a big data center in Mumbai and Hyderabad region, let's suppose, and I will consume these data centers what you are running here, right? I will give you 1,000 data centers like this in the cloud.
One question, sir.
Hmm.
Okay. Can we use DevOps plus OCI?
Yes. Why not? Definitely. DevOps, what is DevOps? DevOps is a methodology. DevOps is a methodology, right? Once you know, but even to run the DevOps, you need to know the infrastructure. So
Yes.
just give me a couple of minutes. I'll take your question in the Q&A. Good question you asked. I'll just take up in the Q&A. Okay. So the whole soul changes that this is a drift. This is totally a drift which has happened. Okay. This is a drift in market. So why drift? Because earlier the DBAs used to log into database only. Have you ever configured networking in your life? I mean, for the data center? No. Have you ever configured storage? No. There were different storage teams, network team, DB team, web team, app team, right? So you need to work on database only. You don't need to work on the storage layer, network layer, web layer, or app layer. You are not concerned about that. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Right? But now with this drift, the DBA role is, many people are saying the DBA role is gone. What I say, the DBA role plus upskilling, right, equal to some extra dollars. It has not gone. It has gone nowhere. Databases will run in cloud. Who will manage? But what is gone is the monotonous task what DBAs used to do. Like, for example, you need to take backups, right? You need to do performance tuning. What else? What else DBAs do in a day-to-day life?
Upgradation, migration.
Migration,
Patching.
patching, right? Patching, and then installation. Installation is also one important component, right?
Yes.
Right? So all these tasks which were monotonous, has been automated here in this cloud environment. So now no, or either these are fully automated or it can be done in a single click. Remember this.
The question might be, I'm wrong.
Gurvinder, just a
The
minute.
perform-
Just let me complete. I'll allow you. Just a minute. So with this traditional infrastructure shift, what has happened? That this cloud environment, first you have to understand how these components are getting fit in within this cloud environment. How your database is getting fit in, how your storage is getting fit in, right? So there is a variety in this. How your firewalls and networks are behaving, right? And how your backups are behaving, how you will take the backups. So a lot of drift. So first, what I say to anybody who's moving to cloud, first you have to understand the infrastructure, cloud infra, right? And then you will get to understand how the backups and how you will help the customer to migrate. Now, why a lot of job openings are there in OCI? Because these data centers are getting migrated, they are getting a lot of options for scaling and all, which I will just stop and I'll cover it later. After 5 minutes, I'll just open 5 minutes for the questions. So Gurvinder, you were asking something.
I was just asking because you have a lot of experience with it. You say the performance tuning. Is it really that is also done? I'm not sure.
Right. So I'll tell you. So performance tuning, if you talk about PT. So PT is fully automated in ATP and ADW environments. Okay. That is autonomous database. Autonomous means it will by default, you even don't have the option to do the PT. Even if you want to do, you cannot do. There's no option. Okay. But still the PT is required in the DB system, in the Exadata systems, and in the ExaCC systems. And even if somewhere he is running on a database on a VM, on a bare metal. So there the PT is required. But PT is fully automated in this ATP and ADW. But in these systems as well, your patching is automated. Your installation is automated, right? Your backups are automated. Okay. And on top of it, if some customer is coming from an Exa, let's suppose a traditional database environment, and he is moving towards Exa or ExaCC, whatever it is, or maybe DB system, then he might have done the PT over and over the years in his databases, right? So he will get a better performance here, or at least the same performance, at least same. Are you getting my point? But he will get rid of all these stuffs. It is automated.
Yes, okay.
है ना? And there are some customers who are saying that I was in touch with one of my customer who runs a pub in Las Vegas, right? And he has installed Exadata. Okay, Exadata traditional environment. Now this guy is saying that I run a huge pub in Las Vegas. Now I have a good team of developers because we have built a lot of applications on which our casino runs and our pub runs, right? And I want to migrate to this autonomous database. Then I said, why? Because he said, I have only 2 DBAs. I want to keep only 2 DBAs to monitor, and rest I have a team of 50 developers. I don't want any management overhead of database in my environment, right? He just want to play with the development options. He'll develop, the database will take care of everything. So there are many customers like that who are ready to go into this mode. But there are many financial institutions, banks. They say that I will take a piece of ATP, ATW, but still I will run ExaCC, ExaCS and DB system, because how can I run 500 databases on ATP, ATW? I need my DBA team. There is my DBA team. I'll uplift them and bring it to cloud. And they will still manage my systems in cloud, because those are mission critical systems, right? If a bank goes down, HDFC goes down, what will happen? ICCI goes down, what will happen? Bank of America goes down, what will happen? So they will not compromise on the money. They will bring the Exadata and ExaCCs only. Okay, and sorry for my bad drawing.
No, that's just one thing. When you say this feature has really helped, like when you also said you worked with a number of clients, somebody did this stuff, because when we did this nonsense stuff created 35,000 indexes on the database, which was
ATP.
Instead of
ATP.
instead
Okay.
of doing performance, it was a hell like to manage it. Even it was not allowing
So,
to.
so which tool you use to migrate to ATP? Okay, Gurvinder, let me take this question. Please remember your question. I'll tell you why it happened. I'll tell you why it happened, and also I'll tell you one storyline, one link. I'll give you one link by which Oracle team definitely will come and tune this for you in free of cost. Okay. So now let me just proceed with this because I want to wind it up in next 15-20 minutes. Then I will open up for the questionnaires. So this is a shift from the on-premise to cloud, basically, right? And there are definitely Oracle Cloud benefits in terms of scaling, in terms of cost, in terms of horizontal scaling and vertical scaling, right? So you can scale, customer can scale both ways. And the biggest problem in learning Oracle Cloud, what I have seen is this guy. So what I'm trying to say to you guys, that first you have to understand the infrastructure because it is completely new thing. Even for a fresher, it is new. And even for a person who is 15 years of experience as a DBA, it is new. When I started this learning, I was having around 9 years of experience and I jumped into the cloud. I got totally confused in first 3 months that how this guy is working, how this infrastructure is working, right? Because ultimately we DBAs have only seen the black screen and the databases. We are expert on that, but we are not aware about what is happening around the database. We are concerned about our database that is keeping us busy. But once you land up to the infrastructure level or to the cloud environment, you have to understand how this infrastructure looks like, right? Otherwise, let's suppose Gurvinder, I tell you, or Ashish, I tell you, create 5 instances for me in the Oracle Cloud, right? You will open up the console. If you don't know what is a VCN, if you don't know what is the subnet, if you don't know what keys to give, right? How will you create these databases? Getting my point? Tomorrow you are managing these 5 instances of Exadata and some error comes. You don't know from where the OSID is coming. What is OSID? You don't know that how to log on to an SR. They will ask you all this information. Give me the VCN, give me the subnet, give me the OSID, give me this, give me that. So for that, if you don't know the infrastructure components, how would you like manage your databases? So that is where the big customers are also facing the challenge because they are not getting the trained resources who can help them to migrate to OCI or to any cloud environment. But majorly right now, I'm keeping the focus on the Oracle Cloud and OCI. Right? Then another critical piece is storage because storage is also a bit of money intensive, right? Because when you store large amount of data, it becomes money intensive. If you store 100 TB of data, 100 terabyte, combining multiple databases, it becomes a bit of money intensive. So there are multiple kind of storages also, okay, in cloud, in Oracle Cloud. Every cloud has its own kind of mechanism. So now what I told you earlier was the biggest problem of the customer, which cloud is solving somehow, right? And also saving some of the dollars because there are a lot of functionalities in cloud where you can automate the job, and this will I'll give you an example where a customer saved dollars. There was one government bank, and when I was architecting that bank, their director was saying that we need to save some money. It is very cost intensive. They were running on Exadatas. Then what we did is we moved them to some DBCS systems and some of the Exa systems. Okay, some ExaCS systems. And we saw their working. So what we analyzed, me with my team, what I got to understand is after analyzing it and sitting with the team, that this is a government bank and their working are starting at 9 a.m. and everybody is running after 6 a.m. So particularly this state bank transactions are going 90% low after 6-7 a.m. I mean, I cannot take the name of the bank. This is a state level bank. It's not a national level bank. It's a state level bank. So after 6 p.m., 6 p.m., their transactions were going 90% down. So we suggested them an auto scale policy. What this policy will do at 8:30 a.m. in the morning, it will scale the CPUs to 14, let's suppose, and after 6 p.m., it will descale the CPUs to around 7. So these guys will save on 7 CPUs for at least 12 hours in a day and into 365 days. So that much amount of saving this guy got, and he was very happy. And many customers are using these tools. Also, so there are multiple tools like this, multiple things like this. Okay. So that is what the reason is. The customer is getting the flexibility, the customer is getting the automation, the customer is getting the dollar value. That is why clouds are becoming huge day by day. Even your AI, right now, many people, I mean, AI is a buzzword today, right? AI, Gen AI. Are where these clusters are running? Your Chat GPT, your Microsoft Copilot, right? And your, give me some another tool, DeepSeek AI. Where these tools are running? All these tools are running on cloud environment only. All these applications are ingested into cloud only because on-prem server cannot handle this load. They are running on cloud only. That is a different case that this guy might be using AWS, this guy might be using Azure, this guy might be using something else. That is okay. But ultimately, they need a scalable environment. Now, in our course structure, we have good amount of labs, almost 40 plus hands-on labs we have, 40 plus. Okay. Because those are custom curated lab and you will have the full access. We will also provide you the complete cloud access for 2 months where you will practice. We will give you different different compartments to work with, and then on that compartments you can perform your labs, and we will give you around 40 plus labs documentation which is readily available, easily accessible by a public link, public URL. It will open like a wiki page for you, and you can just keep on working on that, and I will perform personally all the labs. Some labs are student oriented, some labs I will perform. So then I will perform the lab, you are going to practice those labs. And also we have a topic of migrating databases to OCI. That is the DBA's favorite topic. But trust me, once you understand the infrastructure, this topic you will understand in 2 to 3 classes and you will enjoy the scenarios. So I'll tell you how it is done, and I'll show you also one small DB how to migrate, and you will get to understand. So still the similar tools what you were using earlier, like Rman, Data Guard, right? All these tools are still working in cloud environment. But first you have to understand how to connect, how these tools are going to connect with the cloud. Then only you will migrate, right? So cloning also works. Do you need to have experience in some questions coming? I'll just like to answer. Do you need to have experience in Exadata to learn OCI? No. Exadata OCI, no. No link between them. But to learn ExaCC, you need to have experience on both Exadata and OCI. Okay.
Sir,
Uh,
one more
hmm.
question.
So
As a
just
fresher,
give
we
me 2 minutes.
can go
Just
with
give
the
me 2
OCI,
minutes.
sir.
Just give me 2 minutes, guys. Okay. So just let me complete one important topic for a minute, and then I'll open up for the Q&A for 10 minutes. So the biggest problem what I have faced in my life is, see, if somebody give me a path that you do this and there's a trusted path, I can follow this. If I get all the documents, if I get all the libraries, I have struggled in some way when the Oracle Cloud launched and I had to go through 5,000 pages of documentation in learning this guy, right? And I get confused daily basis. And then there were no documents, there were no libraries, and we were in the production environment facing challenges. We were stuck in the keys problem in one week, and we used to get frustrated because there were not so much of documentation about Oracle Cloud 5 years back when I started. So comprising of those experience, I have personally built a curated labs, curated guides, and now there's a plenty of content available for Oracle Cloud. They have also improved their documentation. So based on my experience, I have built this course and I have built all the labs and all so that people don't get stuck. So point number one is that what part to follow, and point number second is how you are going to follow that. I mean, and what components you need to follow this path, right? To follow this path, how and what components. So all these 3 problems we are going to solve in our training. We'll give you the complete path with all the guidance and everything. So you don't have to worry about, you don't have to go here and there searching for anything. All comes in the complete package. That is up till okay from my side up till now. Let me open for a Q&A for 5-10 minutes. Then maybe I will move ahead. So guys, just open for the Q&A and for 10 minutes, just ask your questions. Feel free to ask anything. And just let me know also your name and from where you are. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, hi sir. This
Hi
is
Ravi.
Ravi here. I'm
Hi
from
Ravi.
Pune itself.
Hi Ravi. Yeah.
Yeah. So my question is that currently I'm taking class from Ankush sir, which is DBA
Mhm.
course. So
Perfect. Perfect.
my question is that can I join this course because I want to grow in my career as well. So it would be a
So
great
definitely
good decision for me.
people are looking for the big companies are looking for the DBAs, which can help them to migrate their database from on-premise to cloud, right? That is the biggest challenge because a customer who is a big customer is having at least 300-400 databases to migrate from on-premise to OCI. So definitely the DBA is the top priority role for this course. And once they will understand the infrastructure and all of things, then the life will become easy for you and as well as for the customer. So basically you will bridge the gap between the traditional environment and the OCI. Okay.
Yeah, and second question is
Hmm.
that this course will be from the basic. Am I correct?
From
I
the
mean,
basic,
all the
yes,
basic things
yes.
you
Even
will teach
even
us.
somebody who is having 1 year or 6 months experience or who is a fresher can join
Yeah.
this. But usually for fresher, I prefer the foundation course. If some fresher comes who says I am only
Okay.
1 year experience, I will say that that fresher should go to the foundation course, and I won't prefer much. But if the fresher is very keen to learn, then also you can join. But definitely the guys who are in the testing field, who were in the like kind of this. Q&A type of field, right? Or maybe
Okay.
who are like .NET developers, right?
Mhm.
.NET developers can also join, but because this is something new, but this sometimes becomes a bit of tough for them to understand. But what I
SQL
said is this.
developers, excuse me, could you join the SQL developer who has knowledge on the Oracle SQL?
Sorry, you can unmute yourself and again ask.
Ah, who has the knowledge on the SQL, PL SQL from
Yes,
last
yes,
5 to
yes,
10 years?
yes,
So,
yes, yes.
please join, or do we need the prerequisites to join the
No, no,
DBA?
you can join. You can. I said any people coming from any Linux background, any storage background, any DBA. It doesn't
So,
depend because this is a new infrastructure for all these guys. Linux, DBA, storage admin, network admin, right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
if you are a college pass out fresher, then the problem will come when I will say database, you will say what is a database? Tell me
Hmm.
database first. When I will say storage, he will say what is a storage? Tell me storage first, right?
Hmm.
You will not ask this question to me, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely. That would
Right.
be great if you have knowledge about databases and all those things. So
Ah,
it will be
that
great to
is the
learn.
key requirement. That
Yes,
is the key
that's key
requirement, and
requirement.
that is what you should do, and that is what the companies are looking for. Don't believe me? Go to Google, go to Naukri.com, go to LinkedIn, search there. 250 profiles are opened for OCI currently. When there is, I mean, firing going on, all this going on, right? And
So,
like Oracle is playing a
Yeah,
different game
once I had
altogether.
checked in last when you present the in last presentation or last session,
Hmm.
I had checked
Hmm.
that so
Hmm.
many openings are there going
So
on.
many, so many. Even with Oracle itself, more than 100 are there.
Yeah,
Is the coding is
so my
required here?
question is that
Yeah,
Coding,
Ravi.
any coding?
No, coding, set of coding is required. You don't have any coding skills, that is okay because you are going to work on the CLI layers, and we will be teaching these sessions. We will be teaching how this coding is working.
Coding will be means which technology it is? I'm normally just I'm asking. I am
So
not aware.
basically it
Coding
is
is
it is it is JSONs,
okay.
it is CLIs. You have to understand the architecture. Code you can write it from ChatGPT also today.
Okay.
ChatGPT can write a faster Python, faster Python than any good developer of Python. Trust me.
Okay.
Trust me.
Okay.
Any because ChatGPT is built on Python and it
Okay.
can write a better HTML than a person who has a very good coder on HTML. It can write a good JSON as compared to a person who is on JSON. So now what people need to understand that they need to understand how the components, how the architectures work together. That ChatGPT somehow cannot write.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yes,
So
Shubham.
finance functional background,
Yes, yes, you
con,
can. Yes, you can please. You
but I
can.
don't have
Hmm.
any technical knowledge. Like I don't have. Uh, I have basic SQL knowledge. That's it. Not
That is okay
PLSQL as well.
because even these guys, Linux DBA storage network, these guys also don't know how the components are working in cloud. Like for example, the network guy, does this guy know the DB database? No. Does the storage guy knows the database? No. Right? So this is a complete new infrastructure. And talking about the functional aspect, when you are saying you are a functional consultant, on what functional technology you are working?
Finance.
ERP finance modules,
Yes,
Oracle,
implementation. Yeah,
or
all financial
ERP
modules.
finance,
Yeah, ERP and both Fusion as well, cloud as well.
Fusion as well. Yeah, so that is a perfect course for you.
Yeah.
That is a perfect course for you because there's a requirement of functional consultants in cloud also.
Hi, sir. Ashish is here.
Yeah, Ashish, go ahead.
I'm
I will
also
get
from
back to you
Pune,
after this session.
and I'm an apps DBA. So
Mhm.
currently we have our database and application on the top of the AWS. Okay,
Mhm.
the Amazon is client, and we are using EC2 services, EC2
Mhm.
user as a root user, and
Mhm.
also we have S3 bucket for storage.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So my question is, when we migrate to the OCI,
Mhm.
same it will be remain, or application wise also we have to change something? Means
So
application tier will be remain same as is, but only our
Mhm.
database is going to change, right?
no, the complete architecture will change on cloud when you will migrate from AWS to Oracle Cloud. When I say complete architecture, that
No,
means
no, no, no.
Huh.
On-premise EBS, we say Oracle EBS to OCI.
On-premise EBS, on-premise e-business suite you are using, and
Yeah.
you're migrating to OCI.
Mhm.
And what you said you are running on AWS, na?
Yeah. We are currently running, but
Hmm.
in such scenario, what we can do?
So
How we
EC2
can
in such scenario, EC2 will be replaced from the VM or DBCS instances in Oracle Cloud, right?
Okay.
Which are best suited for running the Oracle database,
Mhm.
better than EC2. Now Oracle is the only provider which has tied up with both the GCP, Azure, and AWS. You know that?
Yeah. No, I have not
So this is the
aware about
only
that.
cloud provider which has tied up with all the three clouds. Point number one. Okay.
Okay.
So now you can run, see Oracle, but definitely Oracle runs best on the Oracle Cloud. So your architecture will depending on the discovery, but your S3 storage will be changed to the object storage in Oracle Cloud. And likewise the other components, right? Like
Mhm.
you might be using Cloud Watcher in
Yeah.
right in AWS. It will be
Yes.
replaced with the Cloud Guard,
Right.
right? And like you might be using your this uh what is that tool? Just missing the name. You are using Terraform or Cloud Formation. You might be using the Cloud Formation, right? For
No,
deploying
Git
infrastructure.
we have,
Git you
and
have, but you might be using your infra team might be using some tool like Cloud Formation, definitely.
no, we are only
Okay.
4 DBAs, and our
Okay, for
manager is
DBAs.
from
Okay. So that is
AWS.
how the infrastructure will change. And once you
Yeah.
will take this course, you will get to understand what is changing to what. What will map
And
to what, you will get to understand.
and also I would like to know the cloning in OCI.
So that okay, that is okay. I mean that all those are the part of the course, what you are asking.
Okay.
So you will get to understand all these things, how the VMs and DBs and bastions are working in OCI, how the architectures will look like. We will deep dive into the architectures. We will deep dive into the access and roles mechanism, how you get the access, how you give the access. Likewise, you do in your database. You create users, you create groups, you give access to
Yeah.
people, right? Similar way
Like
in cloud environment, also the access works. You need to provide.
similar
Hmm.
as like of IAM user, we have similar functionality in OCI as well.
Yes. So any cloud you take. See, I'll give you one example. The guy who understands RDBMS, RDBMS,
Yeah.
right? The guy who understands the RDBMS. When Larry built Oracle database. So Oracle database is the product what he built 30 years back, right? You all know Larry Ellison, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right? So he built it from what knowledge? RDBMS, right? First he understood the RDBMS and then top of his knowledge, right? Top of his knowledge. So what I believe throughout my life is when you understand RDBMS, you can work on any DB which is working on a RDBMS database. Like for example, MySQL is a RDBMS database, right? Postgres is a RDBMS database, right? So Oracle is an RDBMS database, right? So the person who understands the terminology can work on any database, and similar goes with the cloud environment. Once you understand the cloud environment, you can work on Azure also, you can work on AWS also, you can work on GCP also. But first thing is you have to understand any one of the cloud environment first. Anyone, whatever you like, anyone. But you have to understand one cloud environment first. And if you are an Oracle DBA, if you are a DBA, go for Oracle Cloud. People are less, job requirement is more simple.
Yeah, and also that question related to the DevOps and OCI. Okay,
So
because primarily
DevOps is the next role. Point number one is that first you will land up as a cloud engineer or a cloud consultant, right? And you will start implementing, right?
yeah,
And once you will start implementing, deploying these infrastructures, Bastion, VMs, architectures, access role, then you can jump on to the DevOps role. So DevOps role is more towards the operational cycle and towards the development kind of stuff. So in DevOps, different tools will come like Git, and then your Kubernetes, right? And then
yeah,
your this Docker, and then your Terraform, right? Then
yeah,
Ansible. So DevOps is a methodology. It is not a tool. It is a methodology how you will implement your environment, how the operations in your environment will be done so that no developer and DBAs can fight with each other. So one guy will do all this operation. If you have 20 guys in your DevOps team, 20 guys will do all the operations. They will know Ansible, they will know Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes, Git, everything. Whatever is your infrastructure, right? CI/CD
yeah,
pipeline. But if you are a DBA, there is a lot of work on the database side itself. So for this DevOps guy also and for a DBA guy also, both first need to understand the infra. Otherwise, how you will do DevOps on OCI? When you don't know the infra, right? When you don't know how these tools is going to connect, then how you will connect these tools to OCI? Are you getting my point?
yes, sir.
So if you are a DBA or an apps DBA, I think you should first understand the infra. Once you understand this, then you can deep dive into all these things.
Okay.
So these are two completely different roles. Okay.
Good afternoon, Krishna. Can I go ahead with the question?
Yeah, please go ahead. Who's that? Rajat.
Yes, Krishna, this is related to migration. So currently we are working on a project where we need to migrate the database from on-prem to cloud, OCI. So the database size is around 30 terabyte, and we are planning to migrate to OCI environment. Currently, the compartment has been created, and we are just planning to establish the connections between on-prem to cloud. Like what approaches, there are different approaches, as I've gone through the Google and find out the things like fast connect as well as site to site connect, VPN. So I think from the client side, we are planning to approach for the VPN connect, which is site to site connect. And parallelly, we are working with the Oracle team also and the network
To design
team,
the infrastructure and all.
network team as well.
Got the complete
So
story.
yeah. So you already got the point. So
I got the point.
now the idea is to how we are going to migrate the database, because this is the first activity we are doing, and so how we are going to migrate the database, and it is an Exadata CC, ExaCC. So how we are going to migrate the database from on-prem to cloud. This is one thing, and the second thing is coming into our mind. There are because I think Oracle is giving multiple approaches to migrate the data from on-prem to cloud. Like we can go for a data pump, we can go for Golden Gate, we can go for one more thing is called Data Guard, or ACP the files, or the
Got your complete
ARM.
story. So you
Yes.
want to understand, got your complete story. Okay.
So
So you
yes.
want to
So
understand that what tool will be better for you to migrate and
this
all,
is
right?
yes, but definitely there is a cost involved in that. If I go for a Golden Gate, definitely we need to purchase a license for
Correct.
that. So but in that case we can go for a data guard in that case, right?
So in this webinar, I cannot give you the tip for this, whatever
no
you
no
say.
I am not asking for the
No,
tip.
Rajat, 1 minute, 1 minute.
I am
What?
just
No,
asking.
1 minute. Rajat, listen to me. Just 1 minute. Huh? Interesting thing I'm going to tell you. For you said in the golden gate, you will have to give the dollar value, your customer, right?
That is
When
what
you are migrating to exercise. So that is true. That is true. But if the person who is a master architect for your project, right? If he is smart enough, he can get this in cached.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Golden
If he is
gate.
smart enough. Point number 1. Point number 2, what you are saying, because definitely we cannot explain these concepts in the class. We explain all these things, but all these tools which were the traditional tools, right, still the same works in the cloud. And I got your point, because they were me saying, sometime you might be thinking that golden gate will be right fit, sometime you might be thinking that ZDM is good, sometime you might be thinking that you should go for Arman cloning, right? And all these things, because it's a 30 terabyte database, you can't do export import, you have to do something like this, right? And your customer and Oracle both will be in a confused state that what to do. Is that the situation?
No, it's not. It is not the situation. So we are based on the past experience on the other databases, like the approaches what they have, followed. So we are just trying to do that, right? That we are planning to create a standby database and then enable the data guard and to move the data.
I
Just
got
to
your
sync
point.
the data. This is one area which we are just focusing. This is one thing, and the second one is the golden gate, and there was a zero downtime, so which we are
ZDM.
not aware. Yes.
ZDM.
So
There is
So
I think
what
you
is
will
your
be
question?
there.
But Rajat, what is your question? I think I have to move fast a bit.
My question is to I mean, if you could just guide us to migrate the databases. This is what my requirement is.
So we can guide you in the course.
Yeah.
Definitely we guide you, right?
Yes.
In this course, we will cover all the infra techniques first, and then there are three particular this sessions for the database migrations, because
Yeah.
database migration is also a methodology. You have to study the database first, the environment first, because every customer comes with a different kind of environment. Some might say I have 5 terabyte databases and I have 100 databases like that. Some will say I have a variety of databases. I have 5 TB and I have 100 TB also. Some might say that I have databases residing on 19C, 11G and 12C. I have a mixed environment. Some will say my databases are running on Solaris. So it's mixed.
Krishna, I'm working as a Oracle DBA. So already we have studied and we already have a plan on that. So only thing we need to, there are 19C databases, one instance. We just need to, and there are 7 PDBs. We just need to move the data. It's
So
a
I
lift
think.
and shift. It's a lift and shift. You just have to
Hmm.
move the databases from on-prem to client. This is the idea.
So,
This is only the requirement is. That's it.
I think the data guard would be data guard or ZDM. I think you guys should go with ZDM in that case.
There is
ZDM
a
and data guard, because data guard also I think it will be easily sync.
So
In
ZDM by default uses data guard and
okay.
Arm and duplicate, right? In the background. Okay. So
Yeah.
it will take a lot of monotonous tasks from you, which you will have to anyways do in the data guard and Arman, and it will also provide you less downtime. And ZDM is a
ZDM.
widely used tool and it is widely supported by Oracle also. So I think if you have a 19C database on-premise, you should go with the ZDM tool.
And which is a duplicate active database, right? You mentioned.
Right.
Using
And
the
you should
duplicate.
go for a physical migration, not for a logical migration.
We have
And
also
in
questions.
that case,
There is
once
a-
we
Time
do
to
we need, and in that case, we need to enable the data guard as well, right?
ZDM will do that for you.
Okay. So in
So,
that
Rajat, I have to stop it here. Sorry, because I
so
can't deep dive into the use case.
last, I'm not asking for the
Yeah,
here because
go ahead.
just the demo session, because Krishna, I was just trying to reach out to you. I mean, because of some reason we are not able to connect to you. Anyway, this is what the class has been scheduled. So my only thing is we are not discussing the approach and all these things, the test cases. Just if we are, if you can provide us this, classes for migrations would be really great for that, because
So
for
we
me
do.
in
So
the
that is what I'm saying. We do
is a
provide. We do
priority.
provide. We
Yeah,
do
it is
provide.
given priority.
And Rajat, what I can do is I can talk to you for 10 minutes separately. I'll ask the Learnomate team to schedule a call with you 10 minutes separately. And then
Perfect,
we
perfect.
can
Because
discuss it.
I've been trying
Ah,
to connect from last
no issues.
two,
I'll
three
ask.
days. Again.
My team has already noted down your
I
name,
think,
and I'll get in touch
yeah,
base with
Hari,
you tomorrow.
yeah. Hari's also tried to reach out to you as well.
Got
Okay,
it.
no
Got it.
problem.
Okay.
Krishna,
Yeah.
once you get a chance, just let me know. We can connect.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Hari and
Hi,
Rajat. Okay. Yeah. Next question, please, guys.
hi, Krishna. This is Rohit, and
Rohit.
I'm working as an Oracle Labs DBA. So I just want to understand: do we touch any applications related stuff like the
No. We
ID?
don't touch any application related stuff in this OCI course because this is mostly about the infrastructure. Once you
Uh,
understand the infrastructure, you will by default get to know how you will install your application in the cloud, in the
no,
OCI.
no, it's not regarding the installation. I'm just asking about the IDCS part, if we can cover
Hmm.
in that. And
IDCS is already covered. Yes.
okay, IDCS is there, no? Oh,
By
and
default.
observability and monitoring for the application. Application means like the PAM applications, which involve
No.
the Java services and all.
Observability and monitoring is covered, but not
Uh-huh.
specifically to any component that you have to decide how you will apply to your environment. But
Okay.
observability and monitoring is covered.
Okay.
Yeah. Because this course mostly focuses on the infrastructure part.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, one question. How the WebLogic deals with the OCI? As a application DBA, you might know the this EBS have the WebLogic, right?
So
Right.
that is again an question relate on in terms of the website. Now let's suppose you have two application servers and two web servers running on your on-premise, right? Two web servers are running and two apps are running. Hmm? Now, when you will move it to cloud, the similar app server and web server, you can move it to cloud also. Similar way. But you should know how to move it. How to move the VM to cloud. This is a VM migration to cloud. So still, again coming on to the point, you don't know the infra, you will not be able to move it. Again, the infra comes into the picture.
So yeah, Krishna, actually my question was like that. So if the web logic and the application will come into the picture, so in the observability and monitoring part, do we
Hmm.
cover that how to monitor the components of web logic and
So,
other
hmm.
applications in that during the time?
So when your web and app will come into the OCI, where
Mm-hmm.
it will be running? It will be running on a VM, right? And
Right.
you can enable the observability monitoring for a
Mm-hmm.
VM, for a DB, for an
Mm-hmm.
exa, right? For
Right.
XYZ components. So you need to decide what component you are doing. You enable the observability and monitoring for your VM component. And
Yeah,
ultimately these
actually,
guys,
okay, I started going through with the document, but it was stack monitoring and multiple things were
ah,
involved in that.
right, right.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
have to enable
So
the stack monitoring for that. So
right. So
stack
that
monitoring is when you want to monitor multiple stacks.
okay.
So that is where stack monitoring comes. So it is basically a sub-component of observability and management.
Okay. So I just want
Mhm.
to understand. So we will cover the like we will touch that part as well, right? The
Yes, we will touch that
okay.
part.
Okay. That is what. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah.
So now, guys, just as in my all the webinars, I always ask my team to take a small snippet of recently opened jobs. And I mean, there are hundreds of them. This is just a small snippet from them. So job is nowhere going. Lot of open roles are there in market. And even if you see here, starting from 2 to 3 years, 3 to 8 years, right? 5 to 8 years, 8 to 12 years. Lot of job is, I mean, opened. Even with Oracle, a lot of jobs are there. So no confusion about jobs. Just clear about the confusion about the jobs. Just work on that how you are going to learn, how much time you are going to spend, what effort you are going to put in to learn it. That is all it is all about. It is not about have you jobs. I mean, jobs are there or not. So what I will just try to wind up in next 5 minutes. Uh, this is the path which I think an guy should follow, which we which wherein we are going to support you in all this path. So point number one is you have to learn the OCI. We will support. You have to do the complete hands-on lab. It is not about theory. If because I teach many people na, so some people only focus on theory, and they when I ask that have you done the hands-on lab? No, and they will ask, sir, where is the cloud account access? We will provide it. And then we will, after 1 month, we ask, have you done any hands-on lab? No, sir, I was very busy. So what will happen that people will forget. Even if I today stop working on Oracle Cloud and after 1 year I come back, will I be on the same skill set on the same knowledge? No, I will things will wash off from my mind, right? we will deep dive into the architectures, Oracle Cloud architectures. We will deep dive how to manage your Oracle DB on cloud. We will give you a DB instance and you are going to play with that instance. We will provide you all the learning materials, including the PDFs, including the HOLs, including the scripts. Right?
One thing, Krishna, like basically when we are learning this, the main part is designing the system. It's not like knowing about simply the OCI, because designing is the main part. Once it is done, I guess the 80% part is done. Rest, anyone can take it who is having even 3 years or 5 years of experience. But the designing part that majorly plays. So we'll be focusing on that, like how we are going to do that.
So deep dive architectures. So two things are there. I will discuss a lot of deep dive architectures with you during the course. Now, designing part you said, right?
Yeah.
So how this industry works, I'll tell you, Gurinder. You asked a good question, I'll tell you. So there is a team of architects first, senior architects, right? Who will study the system and they will make a design. Because this design should be flawless. You believe it? If there is a flaw in this design, the implementation will go wrong definitely. Right? And this is a professional level or a master level of people who have done the professional, who have been working on 5-6 years on Oracle Cloud or masters, right? Who will design the system. Now there comes another guys come, another level of set come, another set of people come who are cloud consultants and who are engineers, right? What their responsibility is to deploy this design, right? Deploy this design. So until and unless you learn how to deploy this design, this is some architecture given by the cloud architect, and you should know how to deploy this in the cloud. How will you make the architecture? Even when I started my career, I started as a cloud engineer. I implemented almost like 70-80 projects in cloud, OCI itself. And then I became the principal architect, master principal, and then whatsoever, right? Then right now I do the architecting only, and then I give it to my cloud engineers. They do the deployments, right?
No, the whole idea behind this question was what we are doing in the deployment phase. The main concept behind it, like in the designing phase, what it has been taken care of, what thoughts has to be, or what precaution has to be taken, because that's the main thing, how it works.
So I got your point. So what we have done, I was coming on that only. So what we have done, taking this big architecture, right, of several companies, 4-5 companies, we have divided it into small projects, which we call hands-on labs. So these hands-on labs are small projects, dividing this big architecture into multiple smaller pieces. Once you will do all these hands-on labs, combining it become a big architecture of any XYZ company.
So where all these things will be involved, like tunneling, VPN,
right, everything.
That is great. Makes sense.
Yes. So I cannot show it now, right now, but we have approximately 40 plus hands-on lab, which is divided into small pieces. Because if I give you a big project, you won't be able to understand, right? First, you will deploy a few components, few computes.
Yeah, gradually it has to increase from lower to higher. It would be good.
Pardon?
I said gradually it has to be increased, like from small projects to big projects.
That is how it works for us. There are few labs which are very critical labs. You will scratch your head while doing that.
Okay, great.
Even sometimes I feel, to be frank, like I don't like to say that when I sit on the system, I am 100%, like even with this kind of experience I've done more than 80-90 deployments throughout the globe for Oracle Cloud and XRCCs. Still, I fail sometimes. I'm doing some lab. I also get confused where the network is going, and it takes me some time. In my class, also 1 or 2 times I failed, and I've asked the guys, give me a day to just resolve this. I'm not getting the solution. Right. That is how the network piece and the tech is, right?
Yeah.
So that is a kind of deep dive labs we have. What I'm saying is, even I sometimes get confused. Even if I have done it for 5 times, even sometimes I get confused with the master labs. Okay, so guys, that is from my side.
Yeah, I have a question.
I'll just open for next few 2-3 questions, then we'll like to wind up.
Yeah. After completing this course, how many years of experience we need to show in the resume?
You can show easily 1 to 2 years. And what I'm telling you now, don't
Okay.
worry about doing these certifications. I will tell you how to do the certification. If you don't want to do, don't do it. Just do the hands-on labs. Do the practical. Once you do the practical, you write it in your resume. You are confident in speaking. The interviewer will get to understand. Okay. So
Okay.
you can show at least 1 to 2 years of experience
Is
easily.
it enough? 1 to 2 years in OCI?
Pardon?
Is it enough? 1 to 2
Yeah,
years?
yeah. OCI is 5 years old only.
Yeah, okay.
OCI itself is 5 years old.
Okay.
Sometimes HR will call. So we are looking for a guy who is 8 years experience in OCI. I get these calls, right? Madam, 5 years, so it has only 5 years. Oracle has launched the cloud. How you are looking for 8 years experience?
How much the percentage we need to ask in the expected salary for OCI?
See, that is a different ball game altogether, which we openly discuss.
Yeah, okay.
But I can say that depends. See, that depends. I cannot give you a number because every number will vary. But easily are 50-60% plus and up to 100 it goes. Depends on the CTC. That I don't want to open the forum here, otherwise it will be a long discussion. The
Yeah,
only
okay.
crux is if somebody is getting 40 lakh, he cannot get 80 lakh immediately. He
Yeah.
cannot ask for 100% hike. And even if he learn AI also. But if a person is getting around 15 lakh, he can ask for 30. If a person is getting 10 lakh, he can ask for 20. Right? Like that. But if a
Yeah,
person already sitting on a very, very higher package, cannot ask for a 100% hike or a 80% hike. He has to be a little bit lower, right? In asking. So
Yeah.
all those things we discuss in our classes openly.
Yeah, okay, Krishna. Thank you.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. And hope to see you in the batch. The batches will be starting from 11th. So let's see. And if you have any other question, please reach out to the Learnomate team and they will try to answer. They will forward the question to me and I'll answer in the background.
Yeah, sorry, can I ask a question? Just a brief question, please.
Please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so because I'm in the US here, right? So my timing is quite different from you guys' timing. I don't know what time
So
do you guys start, and if there's any makeup classes for like weekend, or we just have to go through the videos.
okay, sorry, I should have tell that earlier. So our classes will be starting. The timing would be 8:30 p.m. IST to 9:30 p.m. IST, somewhere around.
Okay,
Number of
maybe
class
10
Monday to
a.m.
Friday. So that is from Monday to Friday. No
Okay,
classes on weekend because we are expecting the people to practice on weekends. And that is
okay,
starting from 8:30 p.m. IST
okay,
to 9:30 p.m. IST.
okay.
So
And
that
it's
will
gonna
suit
run
you.
for
That will suit you or not?
yeah, that's fine. And it's gonna run for 2 months, right?
It will be somewhere going around 45 days to 2 months because I'm a bit slow in this teaching. I go a bit slow. I go in a linear manner. I don't rush out in finishing the course, right? And it's a big course, so it takes around 2 months.
That's
Not less
fine.
than that, definitely.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Krishna, the classes, the batch is starting today, right? From today, we have a regular classes, right?
No, the batches will start from 11th.
That's tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
11th, not tomorrow.
11th, okay. Now, Harish gave, I think, in
11th.
confusion.
Okay,
He
11th.
said that the
11th of
batch is
February.
starting today.
No, it is starting from 11th.
Okay.
That's 11th of February, right?
11th of Feb, after 6 days.
Okay.
Okay.
So something else I want to ask, right? Like do you provide like on the job support? Like if you have any issue, then reaching out to you, like, on the job.
So, see, on the job support, many people claim that they provide, but they don't provide, right? You know that. We don't claim, but if you are seriously stuck into somewhere where you are seriously need your help, I will be there assisting you. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Even we have helped many people who are saying that tomorrow I have an interview, please guide me for 10 minutes. So we do all those stuff.
Okay.
So we'll try to give as much support as possible from our side. Don't worry about that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Please take care.
Yeah, will
Have a
you
good day.
provide a server access? That is
Yeah, complete Oracle Cloud access will be provided to you guys.
Okay,
Close
thank
to
you.
an admin access.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Take care, please. Good night.
Thank you, Krishna.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, thank you, Krishna.